بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء وسيد المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to grade 9 from At-Tamayyuz Middle School. Dear students, today we are going to study workbook page 13 and 14. So look at here, unit 3, exploration, philanthropy, title of our unit. Okay, now as you see, page 13, workbook. Let's start to answer these exercises. Number 1, read the given hints and find the words in the box. So here the box in the right side and words search in the left one. Let's start to answer this question together. Number 1, the antonym of slow. So what's the antonym? The antonym here, the opposite form or the opposite meaning of the word slow. So here the correct answer should be rush. Okay. Number 2, a synonym for disaster. Synonym for disaster. So the correct word here is catastrophe. Okay. Number 3, to give or receive help. The meaning for this sentence is the word assistance. To help someone, to give him assistance. Okay. Number 4, something that happens every year. Something that happens every year, it's annual. Okay, annual. Okay. Number 5, a synonym for thanks. So we mean by a synonym here the same meaning of the word thanks. So here gratitude. Okay, gratitude. Number 6, to show recognition. Here the correct meaning here, appreciation. Okay. Number 7, another word for despite of, it's regardless. Number 8, used to describe a group of people. This is ethnic. This is what? Ethnic. Okay. Number 9, another word for basically. Same meaning for the word basically. A synonym for the word basically. So basically here, essentially. So essentially here the same meaning of basically. That's for exercise number 1. Let's go on exercise number 2 in the same page 13, our workbook. Identify the correct acronym for each of the following names. So here acronym, as we say, the short form for the sentence or the names. Number 1, Food and Agriculture Organization. So we have 4 choices here. Number A, B, C, and D. Number 2, National Bank of Kuwait. Number 3, Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting countries. Number 4, Federation of Association Football. Let's check our answers together. Number 1, Food and Agriculture Organization. So the correct answer should be number C. Please circle the correct answer. Number C, FAO. F stand for food, A for agriculture, and O for organization. Number 2, National Bank of Kuwait. It's easy answer, NBK. Number 3, Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries. So here it's OPEC, OAPE, and C, which is OPEC. Okay. Number 4, Federation of Association Football. So the correct answer should be number B, FAF. Okay. Now let's go on page 14 to cover the exercises together. Exercise number 3. Write the following sentences using if conditional type 2. So we studied this rule in our student book. We have here 4 sentences. He asked me to use if conditional type 2 in these sentences. Let's check our answers together. Number 1, a fire started in a shopping mall. Between brackets, call the fire department. So I'm going to use if here. So the answer should be, if a fire started in a shopping mall, people would call the fire department. Okay? As you see here, the verb in the first sentence here, past tense. And in the second section of my sentence, I used with, then the verb with the infinitive form. Infinitive form. Next one. Number 2, someone dropped their phone in the park. Between brackets, give to the police. Okay? So with if, I can write here, if someone dropped their phone in the park, comma, we would give it to the police. So as you note here, dropped, past verb, and here would give, with, and the base form or the infinitive form of the verb give. Number 3, your cousin stayed up all night to play video games. Between brackets here, wake up for school. Okay? So I'm going to use if with this sentence. The answer should be, if your cousin stayed up all night to play video games, he wouldn't wake up for school. The same thing and the same rule. Number 4, you were late. Missed the beginning of the movie. So missed the beginning of the movie. So here the same thing. If you were late, you would miss the beginning of the movie. So as you see here, this is past tense, verb 2. But here, the base form, verb 1, from missed, miss, would miss the beginning of the movie. Now exercise number 4. Complete the following sentences using who, which, or whose. So this is relative clauses that we studied in student book. Okay, we are going to write here in these spaces who, which, or whose. Okay, according to this rule. Let's check our answers together. Number 1, the book, space here, was on sale. Turned out to be really good. Okay, so what we should write here, what we should choose, who, which, or whose. Okay, so the correct one here, which. The book, which, because it's refer to a thing, if you remember. Which refer to a thing or animal. So here, book is a thing. The book which was on sale, okay, turned out to be really good. Number 2, our neighbor, space here, lives next door, has been to America 5 times. Has been to America 5 times. So what we should use here, which or who. Okay, the correct choice here, who, our neighbor who lives next door. So why we choose here who? Because our neighbor who refer to people, okay. Number 3, they were carrying the fridge upstairs, space here, took a long time to do. So what we should use here, as you see, the correct choice here, which, because which refer to things. Okay. Number 4, the Genius Symphony is famous worldwide is Beethoven. Okay, so here the Genius Symphony is famous worldwide is Beethoven. Okay, the answer here, whose, which refer to position. Okay, position. Now the last exercise in page 14, self-assessment. Choose the correct answer. So here, as you see, we have a text. We are going to choose the correct answer between brackets according to the rules that we studied in student book. Relative clauses and if conditional type 2. Let's start to answer this exercise. The other day, while I was, is, am alone, the electricity went out. I couldn't see anything in front of me. So what's the correct answer here? The other day, while I was. So as you see, was alone, the electricity went out. Okay. However, I remember that there was a flashlight, who, whose, which was in the kitchen and tried to walk there. So here my answer should be which was in the kitchen and tried to walk there. Next one, suddenly my phone rang and I remember that it had a flashlight application. If it happens again, I'm sure I would, was, or will remember. So my answer should be will remember. I will remember. Okay, that's for A. Now B. Fill in the blanks with the words from the list. So as you see here, this is the list of words: novelist, rushing, wilderness, document, regardless. Number one, you can't raise owls at home. They are not domestic animals. They live in, where they live? The owls here live in wilderness. Okay. Number two, he was to get to school, so he forgot his lunch on the table. So the correct word here should be rushing. He was rushing to get to school, so he forgot his lunch on the table. Number three, he said he would buy the car. Of what the price was. So here the correct word here, according to the sentence, should be regardless. He said he would buy the car regardless of what the price was. Number four, she took a lot of pictures to her first expedition trip. So the correct word here should be document. Okay, she took a lot of pictures to document her first expedition trip. Thanks for listening and watching. That's everything about our workbook unit 3, page 13 and 14. Many thanks again. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.